everybody? Here's Matt Haywood from EntertainmentBoo.com bringing you the latest Entertainment Budacast. And yes, I'm gonna punch myself in the fucking face for sounding like this. Okay, guys, so back to normal here. Sorry, just had a little bit of dinner. I think I got some energy flowing through the veins. I got a chubby down below. I'm ready to do this shit. I am joined today by the long-lost original Budacaster, Mr. Raymond Pareca III, or as we like to call him, RP3. Ray, glad to have you.
Oh, I'm glad to be back. It's been months upon months.
I know, man. You work too much. Too many Friday nights at the shop. You know what I mean?
I know, man. I'm a Friday guy, and you guys are normally casting Friday night.
Yep,
so
that's how we roll. So good to have you back. And then, as always, pretty much my new co-host for the OG Budacast, Mr. Keith Mathias. What's up, Keith?
Not a whole lot.
Excellent.
Yeah, man.
No shootings this week?
No, nothing serious. Only thing going down is some Halo, man.
Yeah, what is it? So what, are you like just playing the MCC with a buddy?
Yeah, I'm actually over at his place right now, taking a quick break from Halo 3 to chat about some Assassin's Creed.
All right, well, hopefully we won't keep you from your Halo 3 playing, because like I said before we got on, I'm going to go see Mad Max Fury Road, which, as Deadspin says, it will make me shit my dick. Yeah! I actually like that title. I don't get all offended like these other pansies out there. But anyways, so as Keith kind of teased right there, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about, obviously we had a big reveal this week from Ubisoft. They dropped the official working title for the latest Assassin's Creed, which is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, no colon. So we got that reveal on, I believe it was Tuesday. There's like a 20-minute reveal video, then a gameplay trailer, then a trailer, then a collector's edition trailer, and then a fucking cosplay toys trailer. I mean, it's just been nothing but Assassin's Creed since this Tuesday. So we're just kind of revisit our love or disdain for the AC franchise. Maybe go around, see what games are favorite, least favorite, so on and so forth. And then with time permitting, we'll kind of talk about this trend of, AAA development studios and publishers, in this case of Ubisoft. They find a successful franchise and they just latch onto the motherfucker and grind the hell out of it year after year, at least bi-yearly, of sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel. So hopefully we'll chat about that. Sound like fun, guys?
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah! Okay, so I don't really have a working title for this Budacast. I guess we'll call it
Assassin's Creed colonoscopy.
Boom! Sounds good to me. So here we go. We're going deep in that anal cavern right now.
Balls.
Boom.
All right, guys. So have either of you paid much attention to Syndicate? Did you check out just briefly the videos or
10 minutes ago?
Okay.
Yeah, I hit the trailer earlier today.
And what are you guys thinking? Just fresh perspective, just seeing it for the first time. Let's try to forget Unity and all that shit. Just looking at this one, what do you think?
It looks like Gangs of New York.
That's exactly what I dude. When they do the,
it's 100% shot for shot kind of thing.
They actually have gang wars too. And when I was watching the live stream, I'm like, dude, this is fucking Gangs of New York, because they literally march up with their costumes on and top hats and just fucking beat each other up in the middle of the street.
The mutton chop game is strong.
Yeah, man. So excellent point there. I definitely felt that too. The top hats are my favorite part of the game so far. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Keith? What did you think?
I gotta echo the whole Gangs of New York sentiment, but as far as forgetting Unity, I'm having a really hard time doing that. So I'm apprehensive, but
I can imagine. I did not go down the Unity rabbit hole, although I do plan to, because I've played every other AC game, so why not, right? Might as well.
Yeah, true.
Keep the train going. But as far as my first opinion, I guess I'm just fatigued with the franchise in general. I mean, it's just like Call of Duty. We know every time, sometime in the spring, usually right before E3, we're going to get a new AC, new COD title. And it's just like, there's no excitement in the reveal anymore, at least for me. Now, as far as Syndicate and what it looks like they're trying to make up for the sins of Unity. I mean, obviously, the most glaring addition to the game is a lead female protagonist, which we all know last summer when it was revealed that, there's going to be 4 guys and, no women. You know, the gaming community went into a collective hissy fit over it. And now we have Evie, I believe. So the main characters is it Jacob and Evie Fry? Something like that?
I think that's their names.
Who cares?
Yeah, they're supposed to be twins. They're supposed to be twins or something. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like Assassin's Creed, except now he has some Batman tools. Like he's got that fucking Gatling thing that he can shoot and suck himself up the top of buildings, so we don't have to sit there and mash on X or whatever over and over to mantle up a fucking 50-foot skyscraper.
Like, isn't that what sold the franchise to everyone in the beginning? Like, you can climb this shit. Now it's like, you know what? Climbing's boring. You can get on top of it.
Yeah, good point. I mean,
why do you need to be on top of them in London if you're gang fighting? They don't gang fight on streets or on roofs, as far as I know.
Because we played Arkham City and we know how fucking awesome free running is with grappling hooks.
Yeah, I mean... I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Ray.
No, you guys are right. I think this whole series is kind of shit.
Yeah, so. You're over it. Well, that's good. That's why we have you on the cast. I kind of had a feeling you weren't a big fan of this, so I wanted to bring in some of that hate.
Not even hate, just like apathy. I don't know. I played the first one. I didn't play the second one. I played the third one for about an hour. I played the pirate one, which I think is the fourth one. I reviewed that, and I actually really liked it. But then as soon as I was done reviewing it, I never played it again.
True.
I don't think I'll ever play Unity unless Hershey plays it, and then I'll play with him, and then I definitely will not play this game. So
yeah, I hear you. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, for those of you out there, if you don't know the RP3, he's into the eclectic mix of games, some very random shit, as well as big name games. But I think his favorite niche is the oddities that you can find from indies or in Japan.
If a game feels unique, then it's probably worth playing. So, yeah, my tastes are kind of relevant to this, I guess.
And by unique, sometimes that can mean shitty, right? What's that game you were playing last night? You said you actually played it longer because it was so shitty.
Yeah, we'll have a review coming for it soon, but yeah, I have a lot of detailed notes about kind of the value of a bad game as something to play for enjoyment.
Yeah, so, see what I mean, people? I mean, he'll take the punishment for us. So.
I will gladly.
So yeah, I mean, going back to the more modern ways of getting up the buildings, I think it's just, it's a fact that we're now in Victorian era London, and obviously you got to have grappling hooks at that point in history. You just can't use your manpower to hoist yourself up these tall buildings anymore.
There's no elevators either, so you need grappling hooks.
True. I just want to know if there's going to be lichens and vampires, do like a crossover with the Order 1886.
It's the Assassin's Creed Order born.
Yeah, you might as well. Why not? I mean, you got to get use out of the Order franchise, because I did not dislike the game, but I don't think another one's going to get made. So why not bleed some of those assets in with each other? Who gives a shit? So, yeah, Assassin's Creed then. It doesn't sound... we know Ray's not super excited for the game. I can say that I'm kind of meh. Like I said, it's just like every year there's Christmas in December. Every year we know a new AC's coming out in the fall. So it's like, okay, more of this, same shit. Okay, you can do that. All right, he has a cool top hat and a cane sword, but how much different is it truly going to be?
Yeah.
So at this point in time, it's like we need some sort of a narrative in these games, I believe, to make them interesting. Because not that it's ever really had a good present day narrative. I never really got the Desmond shit and Abstergo or whoever the fuck the company is that has the animuses.
It's funny because I actually really liked the Desmond storyline from the Ezio trilogy is my favorite.
Yeah, but then it just disappeared.
Exactly.
They ended it like 2 or 3 games ago, and it hasn't come back.
Doesn't he literally get killed?
Yes.
Or something? Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Desmond dies.
Oh, dude, he meets aliens and shit. It's essentially like Mass Effect, Halo. There's this masterful race that has watched over us and have nurtured us.
That's why this series is so unique and original.
There you go.
Oh, I get it now. I get it. Yeah, I think Hershey really likes that too, though. He's into the trilogy, or he likes the overarching narrative, and we talk about that at work sometimes. Yeah.
And Keith, I probably was being a little too harsh. I did appreciate the games when they did have the Desmond stuff, even though it was kind of fucking wonky. And like I said, it just is it AC4 or AC3? It's done, over.
Yeah, AC3 is the one where he gets killed off at the end.
What the hell was the one? Yeah, it was the one with Kenway where you're just some random dude in Abstergo's office, like you're a game tester or something, right?
Yeah,
there's absolutely no story behind it.
That's the one that I didn't play. I didn't play Black Flag because I absolutely fucking hated the boats in Assassin's Creed 3. And everybody was like, oh, well, the naval combat is going to be the focus of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I was like, fuck it, don't need to play it.
That's funny because that was my favorite part of Black Flag. I mean,
I think you are the only person I know who has like that opinion, because I feel like that was the only redeeming quality people found in 3.
I sat on my boat for probably 20, 25 hours. I mean, I did nothing but get on my fucking ship, the Hackdaw, Jackdaw, Blackdaw, and just fucking floated all around my little world there. I'd hunt whales, sharks. I would go deep sea diving for treasure. I would listen to my mates sing little shanties and shit. I mean, I really got into that for some reason. I don't know why.
All right, fine. I downloaded it. It was free on Games with Gold last month, so I have it. I just haven't played it yet.
Give it like 2 or 3 hours. I mean, once you can get out on the open seas, yeah. I mean, I just... In AC3, the ships were kind of like part of the story. I know you could go out and do other things, but in 4, I mean, they make up a main part of the gameplay, and there's a lot of side quests wrapped around them. So I did enjoy them, and those shanties, I'll never be able to get them out of my head.
All right.
You know, Drunken Sailor, Oh Johnny Rider, there's some good ones. Some good ones. All right, guys, so I think we're all kind of blah about Syndicate. I'm sure at least one of us will play it.
I think it's a bad subtitle, or title, I guess.
Yeah, it's almost like when they say Syndicate, there's got to be some sort of splinter group forming, right? Or maybe that's referring to the future plot. Who knows?
That's what's going to happen. Yeah, there's going to be no mention of like the future or modern stuff going on, and then 2/3 of the way through the game it's gonna be like, but wait, this really matters, and there's your twist that no one really cares for. I'm calling it now.
I just want to know if they're gonna have British accents.
This is going to be the first game where it actually, well, not the first game, but one of the first games where it actually makes sense for them to have British accents. Like, hey, we are French, but we all speak with the British accent.
I was going to say, didn't all the French people have British accents?
Yeah, it was infuriating.
God bless you.
I think I'm going to go buy Unity tonight now. This sounds terribly fun.
I've been waiting for it to go down to like $20, and I will buy it. I mean,
yeah, we'll make sure we'll get the same console version.
Well, yeah, I would get PS4 for sure, because I've definitely decided on PS4 as my console for multi-platform
2 years down the road,
games.
It finally clicked, huh?
Well, it's just I'm still gonna get predominant first-person type of twitchy games for Xbox One, but yeah, the other shit definitely PS4. Like, where's that fucking Witcher 3 code at? I may have another avenue for that, Raymond. I'll keep you updated.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, Syndicate, blah blah kit. Anyway, so let's kind of, if you have one, I guess, you know, I've played every game but Unity. I have not played the Chronicles, although I think those actually look like a somewhat unique take on the franchise. You know, it's 2D side scroller. It's kind of got a.
Is that the China one that just came out?
Yeah. There's going to be three mini ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of them's in Russia, isn't it?
Yeah, there's Russia, China, and I forget the other one.
Let's go back to that one when this game was leaked as Victory. I said, man, I would play a Russian Assassin's Creed game. So 6 months later or whatever.
Hell yeah, hanging out in the Kremlin.
I'm right.
With your babushka on, that big, your big fucking Russian hat.
Yushanka.
Hanging out in the gulag.
Mastroyevska dolls.
There you go. So, yeah, favorite AC game, guys. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've played them all, but what got you into the franchise, if any title got you into it? Or did you just play it because everyone else was? Ray.
I got into it for, like I said, I played the first one. I think I finished it. I can't really remember. But I got into it for a very specific reason. and that was knowing it had that like Middle East kind of vibe. And I really liked the guy in The Mummy who was like the Middle Eastern sick, like holy night guy with the cool face tattoos. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Yeah, dude, the Mummy kicks ass.
Yeah, that guy was the shit. So I was like, man, if I could be half as cool as that guy in that movie, I'll totally play this game. And then it wasn't
what's that
cool.
actor's name? It's like Odell or Odell. I
don't know. I'll look him up though.
I need to watch one of those again. The first Mummy movie was actually pretty good.
I think they're up to like the Scorpion King 4 now.
Well, yeah, those are like that's when it went full on like BC movie. You know, they did 3, I think, with Brendan Fraser, at least 2 maybe, and then The Rock did a Scorpion's King. That was his launch into Hollywood fame. So,
I watched my roommate way back when play Assassin's Creed 2, and I actually enjoyed like watching him play that. So I guess that's my favorite because I wasn't playing it, but it was enjoyable to watch. So
there you go.
Okay.
All right. Interesting answer. How about you, Keith?
I got into it with the first one. I borrowed it from my younger brother. And weirdly enough, had a lot of fun with it, despite the fact that as far as game design is concerned, it's actually pretty freaking boring. Like, you gather your 3 pieces of intel, and then you have enough intel to kill the guy, and blah, blah, blah. But then I got pushed into buying Assassin's Creed 2 by Brian Shea, and loved it. It was so good. But my favorite is Brotherhood, which is the sequel to Assassin's Creed 2. And I think what I like the most about it is the plot. Because it starts on this just like really, really high point right after the end of Assassin's Creed 2, and then just gets even more intense from that point forward. Like it just gets cooler and cooler and cooler. I love the fact that it's only set in Rome, so like you're not jumping around, like you're not spending time jumping between cities. You're just in fucking Rome and.
How many? Ezio, whatever the fuck. How many games did he have?
3.
I mean, the second one, Brotherhood, and then what was
Revelations.
The other one? Yeah. Okay.
And like
that's the one where they bring Altair back, right? In Revelations.
Yes. Yeah. And that was cool. It just like Revelations was really good after the 4th memory sequence. It just takes a really long time to get going, and like Constantinople wasn't nearly as cool as Rome or the other Italian cities that Ezio's in the first 2 games.
Yeah, I'm a big Altair homie or homeboy for some reason. Maybe because he was the first. So yeah, I guess I got into it because like everyone else is like, ooh, wow, a brand new franchise from Ubisoft with assassins and you can climb up shit and dive into hay barrels from 500 feet and live. I was like, all right, cool. So the first game got me in, hooked me. I did enjoy it, but like he said, and this is with hindsight, we're looking at it now, be like, yeah, the gameplay was weak, whatever. But I just remember playing. I'm like, this is fairly engrossing. I wanted to go collect all the bullshit, go do all the eagle perches. It is also, we got to remember, we got to take this back. This is many years ago when I was a self-described achievement whore. So obviously, games like that were always good for getting as many achievements as possible. But I think when I look back on the franchise and think about the most fun I've had, I'm going to go with Black Flag.
Okay.
Again, because of that fucking ship stuff. I mean, I loved the ships, and I thought Kenway was a different type of lead character. I mean, he's never really an assassin. That's the best part. He's just fucking Edward fucking Kenway the pirate. So... yeah, I like that one. I haven't played any of the mobile ones. Never played Liberation, the one starring what's her name, and I know there's some iOS games, but yeah. So I'm going with AC4.
Word.
It seems like in Syndicate they're replacing the ships with horse carriages. Did anyone else see how much focus they put on driving horse carriages around the city?
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
That.
Oh, dude! I mean, it's like they probably showed that segment multiple times in the demo.
Yeah, I only watched the trailer, whatever, like the 2 or 3 minute trailer.
So yeah, you can have carriage races. I don't know how much fun that's going to be. It seems like it's probably going to be a very stressful type of mechanic. So I'm sure
I feel like that'll be hard to implement, properly.
You can run people over, and they actually have like ragdoll effects. So it's kind of neat. But I mean, visually the game looked fantastic, but I think we thought that about Unity too. So we have to see if any ghost faces show up or no faces or wireframes when it releases on October 23rd. Okay, good. Nice and quick one there. So let's kind of move into, obviously when we talk about Assassin's Creed, it's up there on the poster boys of franchises that literally feel like they're going to have sequels until the end of time. So what do you guys think about this sequel conundrum with specifically AAA titles from the big boys? I mean, it's the Microsofts, the Sonys, the Ubis, the EAs. I mean, they're the ones driving this year after year or bi-yearly releases of the same franchise over and over. Are you cool with that? Why do you think it happens? Do you want it to go away? Do you think it's ruining gaming? So we'll just kind of open it up there. Any opinions to start off the conversation?
I'm all for it.
Yeah, bullshit.
No, really. It does, from a economic standpoint or whatever, I'm cool with it. If that, obviously they do it because people buy them.
There you go.
And in turn, that means that the games industry can kind of keep going and there's going to be money flowing in, especially since a lot of times it is first party studios that are doing the annualized stuff, or, there's always the contract kind of shit going around. So I like to know that there's the money going and it gives other developers and other creative people a chance to kind of carve their own niche. And I think as the industry grows and this keeps happening, that lets there kind of be two sections where you have your AAA maybe, and then your everything else, from a Witcher kind of title that's really, right on the same quality, if not better than any of those games, but still not backed in the same way. And then indie shit as well. So I'm all for it, despite not really liking the games. I think they have every right to exist and thrive.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real here, people. Anyone that gets up in arms over these being announced every year, you just don't understand what it is to live in a capitalistic society.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, they would not be making Assassin's Creed 50 if they did not make their money on Assassin's Creed 49. Same with Call of Duty, same with Far Cry, same with Halos. I mean, let's be real. These days, and I do agree with Ray. I think, it keeps these big companies going, but I also think it actually prevents the creative types from pitching a new IP at these companies. That's why you see a lot of these indie upstarts are filled with nothing but devs from AAA studios that are like, you know what, fuck it. I'm tired of making another Assassin's Creed. I want to express my artistic freedom. I'm going to quit. I'm going to get on Kickstarter, beg for money, and make the game I want to make.
Yeah, but that doesn't... that they're not barred from pitching it to these studios.
No, but when's the last new franchise that a Ubisoft put out? Can you think of one?
Well, they have their Child of Light division that does all those new IPs. It's just compartmentalized.
Then there was Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. It's true. We already forgot about that.
Yep.
Well, since 2007, we have maybe 2 new IPs from one of the biggest developers out there. I guess that's my point. Because why spend the money on Ray's fantastic idea down there in quality assurance when the white guy in the suit knows that, hey, we just keep putting out Assassin's Creed. I'm going to make my budget. Stock's going to look good. I'm going to keep my job for another year.
Right, which is, I agree.
And that's everyone. That's Activision. I guess you could say Destiny is a new franchise, but it's not really theirs. They're just publishing it. They are a publisher anyway.
Yeah, so is Ubisoft.
Right, they're a publisher developer. It's just I struggle to think of just brand new AAA IP. A recent one is Sunset Overdrive. And that took years for a game like that to come out of Insomniac, who was making Ratchet and Clank. So, yeah.
Yeah, Bloodborne.
There you go.
I could keep going. Hold on. Give me a second.
I guess I'm referring to the big boys. And From
totally.
Software, they're AAA developer, but I'm talking about the ones that actually spend millions of dollars to go to E3 and throw present, EA, Ubi, Sony, Microsoft.
Bethesda at this point.
Yeah, Bethesda for sure. You can't really say Nintendo because they don't they don't do E3, they don't do shit anymore. So I don't know. I mean, it really is. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because there would be a wide population of people out there that would bitch if they didn't get a new Assassin's Creed, a new Call of Duty, or whatnot.
It's the same thing with like movies and stuff. You have your summer action whatever movie. I guess now they're all superhero movies, but you have your kind of formulaic, I guess, film, and then every once in a while you'll get a Wes Anderson film that does very well. It's that same kind of thing,
Yeah.
So I mean, like you said, that's capitalism, baby. I feel like I've said that on every single podcast I've been on, but it is in fact capitalism, baby.
That's his catchphrase. He has it trademarked, people. So
yeah, no, that's my what was that? Sophomore year of high school, I think my economics teacher said, "That's capitalism, baby," and I took that one to the bank.
Bam!
So, shout outs to him. I forget his name now, but
well, these days, if he said "baby" in class, you probably could sue him or get him.
No,
fired.
I went to an all guys school. It was totally okay.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So as long as
probably grab his ass too. And
as long as he didn't say like, "Can I see your penis, please, baby?"
Penis inspection day.
Oh my God, I don't know how anyone teaches at the high school level or below. It's just it's a nightmare. Anyways, what do you think, Keith? What's your opinion on this? The sequel train. Yeah.
Not a huge fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why it happens. Because I mean, like you said, it's capitalism, baby. You got to make your money. You got to make your money.
Got to keep the lights on.
And these games would not be made if they weren't making money. But what I would like to see is these studios, these devs that have the ability to present us with new IP. They have the financial backing and the resources and the talent to do something new. And instead, we're retreading the same grounds that we've been walking over for a decade now. And I don't know, I get kind of tired sometimes of playing what feels like the same game when I don't know. Does that make sense? Where
it completely does.
I would like to see these phenomenal resources that the folks at EA have, the folks at Ubi have, thrown towards something new. Like Child of Light was one of my favorite games from last year. Came out of Ubi, came out of their oh hey, we're gonna do a little bit of like indie-ish development. It's like their Fox Searchlight.
Yeah, I forget what they call. They have like a specific name for their division. I can't remember it right now.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, Ubi.
But yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I feel like it stifles innovation.
Oh, it does without a doubt. But
that's capitalism, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Ram cop in your phrase.
Sadly,
no, dude, it's good. Yeah, Isn't it fun to say?
It's great.
It really is. It's a vicious cycle because, I mean, these rich white guy CEOs in suits, they do not want to put their ass on a line with a new IP.
Except Devolver Digital.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
That's just the ultimate counterpoint to anything.
I'm pretty sure those guys go to work stoned and then eat mushrooms at lunch every day over there at Devolver because they pick up some of the most eclectic games on the planet. I mean, you're playing one right now, right? Not a Hero?
Yeah, Not a Hero, game of the year right now.
I saw someone put a headline up that Not a Hero is essentially 2D Gears of War. I was like, fuck, I'd get behind that.
It you know what? It kind of is.
Was it like pop and cover then? Like
yeah,
pixel
it is.
Style?
You have 3 buttons. So you have like shoot, like a grenade button if you have grenades, and then there's your slide tackle / cover. And it's just like kind of timing and all that shit. Yeah, it's really fun.
I have to check that out.
I think I've
PC
played it
only,
4
right?
hours since it came out this morning.
That's just PC, right?
It's coming out PS4. I think soon.
Probably late though, right?
Yeah.
And maybe it'll be one of those freebie giveaways they do.
Yeah, it could be.
You never know.
No.
Yeah, so unfortunately, guys, I think the industry, at least these big boys, they are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And don't get me wrong, I don't feel bad for these people because I feel bad for
you're making millions.
Yeah, exactly. I feel bad for the developers. I don't feel bad for the CEOs and the board of trustees and
they also probably don't play video games. So
exactly, and that's again why Keith's like there's no innovation, and that's exactly why. I mean these stuffy white guys in suits don't want the stock to drop, so they know they can just keep retreading the same shit over and over, and mass America will eat it up. Ray made a great comparison to summer blockbusters. I mean, I love the comic book movies. My favorite types of films are the fucking sci-fi, the far out fiction based films. I do think real life movies have a place. They're fun, but they're sit at home and watch with your significant other, or for people to give Oscars to. But look, I mean, the Avengers probably has crossed the billion mark at this point, and it's only been out a week and a half, 2 weeks in America. So yeah, Marvel they're going to keep cranking these motherfucking movies out until the cows come home. And look what DC's trying to do now. I mean, DC's got the TV scene down, I think, but they've struggled in the movie arena. But they're trying their damnedest with Dawn versus Justice to get a fucking DC cinematic universe, just like Marvel did with Iron Man and then all the way up to Avengers 2 here. So cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Right, Snoop? Got my little Snoop here agreeing with me. Where's your doobie go, buddy? A little stogie fell out of his mouth. Okay, so do you think this trend of never-ending sequels will ever end? I mean, what's it going to take for one of these franchises to go away? I mean, I think a lot of us may have thought that Unity did enough damage to maybe give the franchise a year off, but obviously that's not the case, so... I mean, is it just going to be a flat-out boycott by gamers to get this done, or what?
No. I've been thinking a lot about this as of 6:30 when we started doing this.
Perfect.
I don't think innovation is so much the answer, and this is coming from me that I preach, like, fucking be creative and stuff. I'd rather play a game that is like super good at what it does than anything else. So like Far Cry is getting to that point, I think, and I'm pretty impartial to Far Cry, but I will buy it probably every time because they kind of nail what Far Cry is every time. Assassin's Creed, I think that's what the problem is it tries to be creative or inventive within its kind of overarching world, and it kind of falters there. So really, I think like a game like think even Bloodstained, that's on Kickstarter now, and we're loving it because it's a throwback to something that is a really good genre. Or you had the same thing with, what was that game called? Ori and the Blind Forest. That game played really well for the kind of game it is. So I think like really, it's not so much get creative or innovative or like stop supporting these things as like demand that they come out and that they're good. Because a good Assassin's Creed would probably be like unfuckwithable in terms of how fun it is. And a good Castlevania game is unbeatable in terms of that. So like, I don't know. I think I just want people to make polished games. That's
that is a very, very great, there are multiple great points in there, young Ray. Let's give him a round of applause on that shit. It's like he's a journalism major or something and actually knows what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't.
No, that was good. I mean, I think a lot of the world would agree with you. You know, if we're paying $60 for a game, let's have it come out and be the best game it can be. And you are right with AC every year. I guess they feel like, hey, we keep just giving these people the same shit over and over. Maybe we should like add in a new gimmick to make it seem fresh. So last year it was multiplayer, which seemed like a good idea, but obviously wasn't that great of an idea because it's yanked completely out of Syndicate. Which is
a shame. I thought that was the best part of Unity.
Yeah, it's like,
personally,
okay.
That's what I'm excited for. Actually, now that we've like talked about it, I'm thinking like I would probably like to play that with you guys and just like spend a night doing that and goofing off.
It's awesome. It's really, really cool. Just like with my biggest problem with Unity is the fact that the primary narrative is awful. And it was an incomplete terribly unpolished product. Like, if it had given me an awesome narrative and like played really well, and you combined it with the freaking super fun 4-player co-op multiplayer, then I would not be nearly as hard on it as I am. So there's that.
Yeah, I think most people just want their shit to work when they buy it. I mean, it's
And
like,
to be fun. Yeah, just to be fun.
Hey, I just want to have fun again in gaming. I mean, that's all I do now is play fucking free to play mobile games.
You should play Not a Hero. I hear that's a really fun game.
No, I do want to check that out. I am in the middle. I mean, Lost Orbit. All right, so
I was watching that gameplay footage. Yeah,
I don't know what it is about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ray, you'd like it because you're into the speed running. I mean, that's really what this game's about. I kept calling it an endless runner like a fucking idiot, but whatever. I mean, I think people get the idea from watching it. But
everyone knows we're idiots by now. Anyway,
yeah,
so
I
it's
just
fine,
okay.
Who cares?
I'll be honest with you. When that email showed up unsolicited, I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna try to pass this off to the team because I don't want to deal with it. And then I get that. The crickets, the silence, no one replies. I'm like, okay, well, that's my clear answer that no one wants to take it either. And I just kept sitting it. It's in my inbox. A week goes by, 2 weeks go by. I'm like, fuck it. I'll put the key in. And I actually have really enjoyed it. I mean, it's not like a super deep, long game, but for what it offers, it's enjoyable. I mean, it's got that great cel-shaded art design, and the dialogue's kind of witty. So you never know. You never know with these games, guys. You just got to give them a chance. Like Necro Dancer. Who the fuck would ever thought that would be good?
It's so good.
I know. It looks. I mean, it looks
so
like
good.
you and I could make it, and we don't even know how to fucking program games or do art. I mean,
and I think that's probably one of the most effective tools a developer will ever have is like to totally subvert the player's perception or like expectations. Like I went into that game because I really like roguelike stuff, and I'll just play those for like 3 hours when I have nothing else to do and just keep starting over or whatever. Then I was like, holy shit, I'm like grooving so hard right now. I'm moving to the soundtrack. This is amazing. I got to like do all that. So it, like, as someone who liked the genre, I was pleasantly surprised by how much it played with, I guess, genre conventions. So if you want to do that, everyone that makes games that listens to this, all 0 of you, do it.
yeah, send us like real shitty trailers and stuff so we have 0 expectations, and then when we play it, it just blows us away.
Dude, imagine if they just did like with EGM or whatever, when you can only really get print game stuff, was just like, here's an ad for a game that's coming out sometime. And then you go to the store and you're like, holy shit, I saw an ad for that.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. We did not have video game trailers, or at least I didn't, for a majority of my early gaming life. I mean, maybe a commercial, or like Ray said, you'd have to see it in a print magazine, just a static picture. It's like, oh, here, next Batman game, and it's fucking Michael Keaton. You're like, oh, sweet, I'm going to play Michael Keaton Batman. Then you get Batman 1989 for the Nintendo, and it makes you want to fucking punch holes in your walls. So yeah, it is funny to think that we used to essentially buy games based on written word only and static pictures. We did not get these gameplay previews. We didn't get live streams. We didn't get let's plays. We just went for it because we had faith in the developer and in the franchise. So times they are a-changing, my friends. Pretty soon we'll have trailers implanted into our brains.
Sweet.
Telepathically sent.
If I could have like a Witcher trailer stuck in my brain all the time, though, that'd be pretty cool.
Did you watch the new one today? The
no,
fully
I'm going to
one?
As soon as we're done this.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like 5 minute long, just Witcher movie. I mean, it's pure cinematic. It looks fantastic.
There's nipple in it, isn't there?
I just want to fuck on a unicorn. I mean, let's be real. I mean,
it's the only reason you're going to fly the game.
There better be an achievement or a trophy for that, because that's the first thing I'm going for.
Have you played the other Witcher games, Matt or Keith?
I just made it through the prologue on Witcher 2.
Nice.
Which took me like 5 hours.
Dude, yeah, right. It's super long. Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, I got it for free on my 360. They were running a special or something. And I was like, oh shit, Witcher 2 is free today. Let me download it and try it to see if I like it enough to warrant a purchase of Witcher 3. and I'm loving it. So I already bought the game.
Yeah, The Witcher 2, I think, has the best like CGI trailer of all time, or like cinematic. That opening.
Oh yeah,
oh my god, it was so good.
God, dude, it's so good.
The one dude jumps on that pirate ship.
Yeah, like that is the best thing ever.
No, so yeah,
brain.
Ray, I'm like Keith. I just started when it released for the 360 a few years back, but I was definitely hooked by the franchise. And like Keith said, you're sitting there playing and playing. You're like, all right, is this okay? I feel like I'm gonna have to make a choice at some point in time that might kick off the whole game. And then, like Keith said, it's like 5-6 hours later. You're like, oh, okay, now the game's starting, and this is.
And now we're back to the present day.
Yeah, this is kind of the path I've taken, and so on and so forth. So. I mean, I have no doubt Witcher 3 is going to be fantastic. I mean, I haven't read
I can't wait.
full reviews. I've looked at bylines and general scores, and it's so far been tearing it up. There are some haters out there saying there's too much sex in it. It's like, you know what? Get the fuck over it, people.
That's un-American. That's capitalism.
We're all adults here. We're all adults here. Who cares if there's some titty in a video game, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'd even take some digital dick. Let's be fair for the women.
I'm down for that. Yeah,
because female gamers are dying to see some pixelated penis in their next title.
I think I am now. You just turned me on to something I didn't know I wanted.
You would definitely. You'd want a game starring Thor. And
Dude,
all he does is carry Mjolnir around with his helmet and no clothes. Period.
Dude, yeah, hell yeah.
And then he gets in those pools of death and just sits there and gets all wet.
I'm opening Unity. I'm going to start coding it now. Let's go. Let's do it.
I could definitely do some 8-bit dick. I can do 8-bit art if you want.
Yeah, I'd prefer 16, I think, actually.
Okay.
Really get the realism going.
I've been back in the 8-bit and 16-bit world with high strangeness.
I was going to say you could even call your dick game High Strangeness, because that sounds kind of like a dick-related thing.
That poor game. It had so much hope, but...
Yeah, dude, I had fun playing that at PAX, what was that, 2014, actually.
I mean, honestly, cool. If you probably stayed for another hour, you could have beat the whole game. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It's like you can tell it was done by an upstart studio. It was the first ever Kickstarter funded game, and it feels like the guys just ran out of gas. I mean, it's like cool concepts, 12-bit, switching back and forth, like the art, love the music, but they just didn't take enough time to develop the world and the characters. So you're like, all right, fuck it. Anytime like a story part would come up, you were so tuned out, you're just going skip. Who cares? Just go to the next part. So can't win them all, though. Can't win them all, people.
No, you cannot.
All right, fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think we just set a motherfucking land speed record for an episode of the OG Budacast. I mean, I've got 45 minutes on my clock.
45:16.
Yeah, we bullshitted for like 2 or 3 minutes before that, so I think we all deserve a medal. 10 Bensons. I want some sort of fanfare while I'm talking about this. Give me some trumpets, maybe some drums, some applause, some cheers. Because we're fucking awesome. So, you know how we do it. So that's what we think about AC Syndicate. We don't give a fuck. Assassin's Creed, Ray definitely doesn't give a fuck. I like the first game, the fourth game. Keith fucking hates pirate ships. And
he's more into ninjas, actually.
So that's the wrap up of Assassin's Creed, and then we pretty much all agree that we're going to get sequels until we are dead, because it's all about them greenbacks, son. All right, so before we wrap up around the table, anything to plug, talk about, promote? Raymond?
We're going to have, my week next week is just going to be all reviews. I have like 4 or 5, 2 of which are written, 2 of which will be written over the weekend. So I'll have a lot of reviews.
Ray may be making his triumphant return to the site now that the school year's wrapping up for a few months. So
yeah, I'm excited.
That should be that'll be good for all of us, people. So make sure to stay tuned to your social networks. How about you, Mr. Matthias?
Got an editorial and a review coming up. So keep your eyes peeled. What?
And he's going to play some Halo 3 and get more achievements than the rest of you.
More Chivos bitches.
Yeah, bring it on. All right. As always, I am your fearless leader, the dipshit host of this podcast, Matt Haywood. You can catch me on Twitter at Matt R. Haywood. You should definitely subscribe to me on Raw Radio. I do these little EB recaps every day, or at least 4 days a week, to kind of go over all the cool shit we have on the website, and I have a somewhat engaged following over there, so check it out. You can go to the Meet the Staff page on the site. We got all our socials there. The ones we don't want you to follow, they're not on there because we all know you're a bunch of fucking creeps anyways. And as always, you better have your browser targeted on entertainmentbuddha.com, because we will make you a better geek one post at a time. And we're out.